Life is shaped by the choices we make. Some lead to growth while others hold us back. Most people focus on what they need to do to succeed, what habits to build, what strategies to follow, but few think about what they should avoid. What? Success isn't just about what we do, but also about what we refuse to do. History's greatest minds, Marcus Aurelius, Socrates, and Seneca, didn't just achieve greatness by working hard. They mastered the art of avoidance. They knew that cutting out distractions, toxic habits, and unnecessary struggles was just as important as taking the right actions. This idea is central to Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes discipline, clarity, and intentional decision-making. Think about your own life. Have you ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or unfulfilled? Maybe it's not because you're not doing enough, but because you're holding on to things that no longer serve you. Today, we'll uncover 10 things intelligent people actively avoid, the hidden traps that keep most people distracted and stagnant. But before we dive in, I want you to think of a time when eliminating something from your life led to real improvement. Drop your story in the comments. Because sometimes, avoiding the wrong things is the smartest decision you'll ever make. Let's get started. 1. Avoiding meaningless interactions. Guarding your time and mind. Time is the one resource you can never get back. Every conversation either adds value to your life or wastes your energy. Intelligent individuals understand this and choose their interactions wisely. They avoid gossip, pointless small talk, and conversations that do not lead to growth. Imagine being at a gathering where people are discussing celebrity gossip. The conversation drags on, and you feel your energy fading. Instead of staying silent, you ask, "What is the most valuable lesson you have learned this year?" Suddenly, the discussion shifts to something meaningful. This is the power of intentional conversation. Many people do not realize how much time they waste on superficial discussions. While these exchanges may seem harmless, over time, they create mental clutter. Intelligent individuals engage in conversations that encourage learning, self-improvement, and deeper thinking. They ask questions that challenge perspectives and lead to growth. To avoid meaningless interactions, steer conversations toward more valuable topics. If someone is complaining about work, ask how they usually handle stress. If a group is gossiping, introduce a topic that sparks thoughtful discussion. Choosing better conversations leads to a more enriching life. The Stoics valued purposeful speech. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Meaningful discussions shape the way we think and grow. Be intentional with your words, because the conversations you have influence the life you live. 2. Avoiding willful ignorance. The courage to seek truth. One of the biggest threats to intelligence is not a lack of knowledge, but the refusal to seek it. Many people believe they are well-informed, yet they are stuck in echo chambers that reinforce their existing beliefs. True intelligence is not about what you already know. It is about your willingness to challenge what you think you know. We live in a world filled with complexity, but many choose to stay in their intellectual comfort zones. Instead of seeking truth, they filter reality to match their beliefs, avoiding ideas that contradict their worldview. This is willful ignorance, the conscious decision to ignore inconvenient truths in favor of comfortable assumptions. Breaking free from this mindset requires curiosity and humility. Instead of shutting out opposing views, intelligent individuals seek them out. Instead of reacting defensively, they listen. They read books, watch debates, and engage with perspectives different from their own, not to argue, but to expand their understanding. The Stoics valued truth over ego. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is wrong, I will gladly change." This is the mark of wisdom, choosing to learn rather than stubbornly holding on to false certainty. To apply this, start by questioning your beliefs. Ask yourself why you think the way you do. Engage with different perspectives, read challenging books, and be open to changing your mind. Growth happens when we let go of what we think we know and embrace the truth we have yet to learn. 3. Avoiding blind conformity. Thinking for yourself in a world of influence. Have you ever followed a trend, pursued a career, or held a belief not because you truly believed in it, but because it was expected of you? Many people go through life without questioning why they do what they do. From a young age, society conditions us to follow norms, fit in, and accept traditions without asking if they align with our values. Intelligent individuals take a different approach. Instead of blindly following the majority, they think critically about their choices. They ask themselves whether a belief, practice, or social expectation truly makes sense for them. History's greatest minds, Socrates, Galileo, and Einstein, challenged the status quo, often facing criticism and rejection. Yet without their willingness to think differently, human progress would not exist. Blind conformity is not just a thing of the past. Today, people follow influencers without questioning their advice, adopt opinions just because they are popular, and conform to workplace cultures even when they are toxic. Many pursue careers, relationships, or lifestyles dictated by societal expectations rather than their own passions. But just because something is widely accepted does not mean it is right. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from living according to reason, not the approval of others. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Thinking for yourself may make you stand out, but that is the price of authenticity. To break free from blind conformity, question everything. Ask yourself why you hold certain beliefs and whether they truly serve you. Engage with different perspectives, form your own opinions, and do not fear standing alone. The moment you stop living by society's script and start writing your own, you take control of your life. 4. Avoiding taking things personally. Mastering emotional resilience. Criticism, rejection, and negativity are unavoidable. At some point, we will all face someone who doubts us, disrespects us, or tries to bring us down. Many people take these moments to heart, allowing external opinions to dictate their self-worth. But intelligent individuals take a different approach. They understand that most negativity is not about them. It reflects the other person's mindset, emotions, and struggles. One of the biggest mental traps is assuming every negative remark is a personal attack. In reality, people's words often reveal more about their own insecurities than about us. A rude colleague might be projecting their own frustration. A dismissive comment might come from someone's limited understanding rather than an intentional attack. When we take things personally, we give others control over our emotions. But those who master emotional resilience refuse to let external negativity shake their confidence. Instead of reacting emotionally, intelligent individuals ask, "Is this really about me, or is this their own issue?" If feedback is constructive, they use it to improve. If it is unfair, they move on without dwelling on it. This ability to detach from others' opinions builds unshakable inner strength. The Stoics believed that suffering is created in the mind more than in reality. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." A single negative comment only ruins your day if you allow it to. The key is to focus on what you can control, your response. If you want to stop taking things personally, start by pausing before reacting. Ask yourself if a comment is helpful or just emotional noise. Detach your self-worth from external validation and focus on your growth, not others' opinions. Because at the end of the day, what matters most is how you see yourself, not how others see you. 5. Avoiding emotional decision-making. Choosing logic over impulse. Emotions are part of being human. They shape our experiences, relationships, and responses to challenges. However, relying purely on emotions for important decisions often leads to regret. Acting on impulse may feel right in the moment but can create long-term consequences. Intelligent individuals understand that while emotions provide useful insights, they should not dictate their actions. When emotions take control, decisions can become reckless. Acting out of anger can damage relationships. Making financial choices based on fear or greed can lead to losses. Entering relationships out of loneliness rather than compatibility can cause long-term dissatisfaction. Intelligent individuals avoid these traps by taking a step back, reflecting, and allowing logic to guide their choices. One technique they use is mindfulness, which creates a gap between emotion and reaction. Journaling thoughts before making a decision helps separate rational thinking from emotional impulses. Another Stoic practice, the view from above, allows them to see situations from a higher perspective, making problems seem less overwhelming. The 10-10-10 rule also helps. Asking how a decision will feel in 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years brings long-term consequences into focus. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The key to intelligent decision-making is balancing emotional awareness with rational thinking. By pausing before reacting, questioning emotions, and delaying major decisions, you gain control over your life and avoid the regrets that come from acting on temporary feelings. 6. Avoiding mindless media consumption, protecting your mind from digital overload. In today's digital world, information is everywhere. Social media, news, and entertainment constantly demand our attention. While technology has made knowledge more accessible, it has also encouraged mindless consumption. Hours spent scrolling through content without purpose can lead to wasted time, mental fatigue, and a distorted view of reality. Intelligent individuals recognize that what they consume shapes their mindset. They choose their media intentionally, ensuring that it contributes to their personal growth rather than becoming a source of distraction or misinformation. Mindless media consumption often leads to emotional manipulation, with news and social media using fear or outrage to capture attention. It also encourages bias and misinformation, trapping people in echo chambers where they only engage with opinions that reinforce their existing beliefs. To avoid this, intelligent individuals set boundaries on their media habits. They fact-check information before believing it, diversify their sources to gain different perspectives, and avoid doom scrolling, the habit of endlessly consuming negative content. Instead of passively watching entertainment, they prioritize active learning by reading books, listening to insightful podcasts, and engaging in thought-provoking discussions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Just as we are mindful of what we eat, we must also be mindful of what we allow into our minds. By being selective about the media we consume, we develop a clearer, stronger, and more disciplined mindset. In a world full of distractions, those who control their attention shape their own destiny. 7. Avoiding a fixed mindset. Change is inevitable, yet many people resist it, believing their abilities and intelligence are fixed. This mindset keeps them in their comfort zones, avoiding challenges that could lead to growth. A fixed mindset convinces people that failure defines them rather than seeing it as part of the learning process. For example, someone might say, "I'm just bad at math," instead of, "I can improve with practice." This type of thinking limits potential and prevents people from reaching new heights. In contrast, intelligent individuals cultivate a growth mindset, the belief that skills and intelligence can develop through effort and learning. They see setbacks as lessons rather than obstacles. To develop this mindset, start by reframing challenges. Instead of fearing failure, ask, "What can I learn from this?" Seeking feedback is another key habit. Constructive criticism is not a personal attack, but an opportunity for growth. Lastly, commit to lifelong learning by reading, taking courses, and engaging in meaningful discussions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Nothing happens to anyone that he is not fitted by nature to bear." The Stoics believed that adaptability is key to survival. When you embrace growth, you open yourself to endless possibilities. So, the next time you face a challenge, remind yourself, you are not limited by what you are today, only by what you refuse to become. 8. Avoiding fear of feedback. Many people fear feedback because they see it as a judgment of their abilities. They avoid criticism, believing it questions their intelligence or self-worth. However, this mindset prevents growth. Intelligent individuals see feedback differently, not as an attack, but as an opportunity to improve. Instead of reacting emotionally, they ask, "What can I learn from this?" The fear of feedback often stems from insecurity. When people tie their identity to their skills, any critique feels personal. As a result, they resist challenges, reject valuable advice, and repeat mistakes without realizing it. Over time, this fear keeps them stagnant. Successful individuals take a different approach. They understand that feedback exposes blind spots they cannot see on their own. A writer who embraces an editor's critique refines their work. A top athlete who listens to a coach improves their technique. Growth requires correction. To develop this mindset, reframe criticism as growth. Instead of feeling attacked, view feedback as a tool for learning. Separate useful criticism from negativity. Not all opinions are valuable. Finally, seek feedback proactively from mentors and peers rather than avoiding it. Epictetus once said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." The more you embrace correction, the faster you grow. Feedback is not your enemy, it is your greatest teacher. 9. Avoiding uncalculated risks. Risk is essential for growth, but not all risks are equal. Intelligent individuals understand the difference between calculated risks and reckless decisions. Instead of acting on impulse, they assess possible outcomes, weigh risks against rewards, and prepare for obstacles. Uncalculated risks often lead to unnecessary setbacks. Quitting a job with no backup plan may seem bold, but without preparation, it is reckless. Similarly, investing money without research can lead to financial loss. Smart risk takers plan ahead and turn risk into a tool for success, not a gamble. One of the best ways to take calculated risks is through premeditatio malorum, a Stoic practice of imagining the worst-case scenario. They ask, what could go wrong? How would I handle it? What safeguards do I have? This mindset reduces fear and builds confidence in decision-making. They also consider long-term impact. Does this choice align with their goals? A short-term thrill might not be worth long-term regret. Seeking guidance from experienced mentors also helps avoid blind spots. Seneca once said, "We do not dare because things are difficult, but they are difficult because we do not dare." Success requires courage, but also strategy. If you want to make better decisions, assess risks, prepare wisely, and act with confidence. 10. Avoiding stagnation in personal growth. Personal growth is not a phase, it is a lifelong journey. Many people settle into routines, relying on past experiences rather than seeking new knowledge. While comfort feels safe, stagnation leads to boredom, dissatisfaction, and unfulfilled potential. Growth requires intentional effort. Intelligent individuals focus on 4 key areas. Health. A strong body supports a sharp mind. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and rest fuel personal and professional success. Finances. Smart money management provides freedom. Budgeting, investing, and financial literacy prevent long-term stress. Creativity. Expanding the mind through reading, hobbies, and artistic exploration keeps life fulfilling. Self-reflection. Practices like journaling, meditation, and daily review enhance self-awareness and improvement. The Stoics emphasized continuous learning. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them." Growth is not just about success, but about appreciating the journey. To avoid stagnation, challenge yourself daily. Learn something new. Set small goals and embrace discomfort. Keep moving forward because true intelligence lies in constant evolution. Conclusion: live with purpose and intent. Every decision shapes our future. Some lead to wisdom, clarity, and growth, while others bring distraction, stagnation, and regret. The difference between a life of fulfillment and a life of frustration lies in the habits we cultivate and the traps we avoid. By steering clear of meaningless interactions, emotional decision-making, willful ignorance, and blind conformity, you take control of your mind and actions. Choosing growth over stagnation ensures continuous evolution into a better version of yourself. True intelligence is not just knowledge, it is applying wisdom to create a meaningful life. Every small choice, mindset shift, and moment of self-awareness shapes the person we become. The power of your mindset, Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Your mindset determines your reality." Thinking with clarity, purpose, and discipline leads to a life of strength, fulfillment, and inner peace. If this video resonated with you, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Share it with someone who needs this message. Keep learning, keep growing, and remember, every decision you make shapes your path forward.